Welcome to the Phoenix Prosperity Podcast, where wealth meets legacy. Join your host, Tim Fergestad, as we explore the journeys of Phoenix's finest to success and beyond.
Hello, this is Tim Fergestad. Thank you for joining us. I'm very pleased to have Nirit Rubenstein with me here today. Nirit is co-founder and CEO of Dovely, the first smart AI-powered credit engine, a platform proven to fix, manage, and build credit. Welcome to the show, Nirit.
Thanks, Tim. Thanks for having me.
Excellent. Why don't you give us a snapshot of the company as it is now?
Yeah, so Dovely's been around for about 6 years. Our mission is to empower Americans to get ahead financially. We started with credit scores because for most of Americans, that's the biggest impact that we can have in terms of their ability to afford the things they want if they can get a good credit score. We help people with all aspects of their credit. So think of like a Credit Karma on steroids that doesn't just diagnose, but actually treats and helps. And so we've credit builder products, we have a credit fixer product, we have a protect product similar to LifeLock. So our goal is to kind of be your one-stop shop right now for all things credit, but eventually for all things finance.
Oh, wow. Okay, excellent. And it sounds like this sort of grew organically, right? It started from scores and then trying to be a little more actionable.
Yeah, no, we've always been actionable.
Okay.
That's always, the being able to, we've never believed in the model that you can just, you diagnose somebody with a credit score and then just kind of leave them to their own devices. It's kind of like going to the doctor and being told you've got a disease and then not given any remedies to cure that disease.
Okay.
So we've always been very action oriented. I think where we started was more around certain pillars within the product, and then we've evolved into other areas of credit. So for example, our most recent product, which has been around for a little while now, was our credit builder product. So that's for people that are newer to credit or have a thin file or immigrants, right? And so we're just continuing to expand beyond the traditional core credit products that we've had.
Okay. What's the biggest client, the largest client need right now? Is it immigrants? Is it people who've gone through bankruptcy? Is it just people who fall behind on their payments?
So unfortunately, about 70% of the US population needs help with their credit. New to credit is definitely an up and coming category that everybody wants a piece of, mainly because that's where the Gen Zers fall. And so they're seeing that that's the future. So they're trying to invest in that group early on, and that way they can grow with that group as they become more affluent. But the reality is that mainstream America, people between the ages of like 30 to 50 just really need help with their credit. They have established credit. They don't know how to optimize it. They don't understand the different components of it. So for example, you might have 3 or 4 different credit cards and you're paying the minimum payment on each, but maybe you're better off paying the full, payment on one, so you're not paying interest. And then, there's just a lot of different nuances when it comes to credit. And it's a black box. And nobody ever teaches, it's never taught, right? No one taught us about credit. We learned the hard way. And so when you think about that, how impactful it is to your day-to-day life, at the same time, it's a complete black box. And at the same time, it's very punitive. There's really nothing like that exists today that can impact you so significantly. And you've got very little understanding on how to handle it.
Okay. Do you have sort of affiliates for people who, do you I don't know, worst case scenario, right? Something is bigger than they can handle, right? And then you have, I guess, bankruptcy attorneys and other stuff in your network to help people.
We don't have bankruptcy or debt consolidation, mainly because those are very predatory, and we really pride ourselves on anybody that we put on our marketplace to refer customers out has been vetted. The companies have a similar ethos where they're very consumer minded. Everything we do is consumer first. So we partner with companies that also share that. But we have a lot of ways of helping people. We try to make sure that people don't feel helpless. So bankruptcy is not a death sentence. So we have a lot of customers that come to us post bankruptcy. But there's also a lot of identity fraud and stuff on people's credit that's from identity. There's also just things like good example is you were a student, you didn't set up auto pay because you didn't know any better. 5 years later, you're making a 6-figure income, you're trying to buy a house, you didn't realize that a credit card from when you're 18 has a missed payment, right? Things like that. It's one of those things that it just follows you forever. Medical debt right now, with there's a lot of rules where medical debt is not allowed to impact your credit negatively, yet the bureau is having it caught up with that and cleaned the credit report. So things like that.
Okay. Yeah, I've unfortunately had a little experience in this arena, in the sense that kind of a combination of credit and identity theft. One of my wife's debit cards got cloned, and then uh, and we weren't aware for a while, and then the credit companies, ultimately we got it all sorted, and we worked with the police and all this other stuff and the banks about it. But the credit companies wouldn't change it. They said we were in default on all this stuff, and and they just said, well, just keep writing them letters every month or two, and they'll eventually fix it. And it was like, I did that for like a year, and then I just stopped. I was like, this is dumb.
Yeah. So we would have probably gotten that off. We would have probably gotten that off your credit within a month, right?
Oh, wow.
Like those are the types of things that I think there was an article. It's kind of old, I think 5 or 6 years old, but I think it was one of the big publications like Wall Street Journal, and one, it was the reporter tried to get something off of his credit for 6 years, like was in this loophole with the bureaus, and it's and that's really why we're around, is to help people navigate these very complex types of situations.
So do you have specific relationships or something with the
We have relationships with the credit bureaus, but we have developed an algorithm that helps people. We can basically, when you enroll in Dovely, we pull your credit, we understand what your goals are, and then our algorithm takes all of those things into account and then builds like a custom plan for you, specific to things that will help you. So if you're someone that the credit builder product would help, we push you there. But if you're not, like if you're an 800 customer, 800 credit score, we're not going to show you the credit builder product, right? We might show you the protect product with the monitoring. And so it really depends on what you're trying to do. And if we identify that there's identity theft or major errors like medical debt or things like that, then we essentially display that for you in a very easy way, and all you have to do is hit dispute, and then we kind of handle everything on the back end. But that's really just a fraction of what we do. I mean, it's like holistic credit care. We're kind of like your credit coach or companion, but in a way that we just do it all for you. You just have to log in and kind of hit agree.
Okay. So it sounds like you have a lot of different products or services. What sort of hats do you wear specifically, and do you like it?
Yeah, I mean, I love what I'm doing. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing. I've been fortunate enough to work for a lot of different companies, big and small, public, private that have gone public that have gone private. And I think being able to build a company with the customer mindset, that the dedication to the customer, and products that really help people and really change people's lives, I think has been very meaningful.
Excellent.
Yeah. So and then the hats, I mean, really we're a small team, so we all wear many different hats. We don't have this theory of like, stay in your lane. There is no lane. We have lane leaders maybe that manage certain aspects of the business, but at the end of the day, we all wear any hat. So at any given time, I will be dealing with contract negotiations, HR related things, finances, dealing with investors, or working with our product team to prioritize what we're building. So it just really runs the gamut. No 2 days are the same.
Wow, which I guess can be good if you like your variety. So you onboard new clients?
Yeah, we're direct to consumer. And so,
but I mean, you personally, do you onboard new clients?
I take customer support calls. We all do once a week. We take customer support calls for an hour, but we don't, but all of our onboarding is done automatically. So our customer support calls is not necessarily onboarding. We have an app. You you enroll seamlessly within seconds. You can also do it through the web. And really, you're only calling us if you have issues or you need some general guidance on something.
Okay. So you work on the credit building system and the credit protection portions?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same. We're all one company. Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, I was just wondering of the team, right? Of the different divisions and so forth.
No,
You said
there's
you
no
all.
different divisions. Yeah,
Huh.
no, we're all one division. We all work on
Wow.
everything.
Okay. Okay. And is it all individual or do you work with like businesses ever who are trying to build their credit?
No, so we work with individuals only, direct to consumer. I mean, there's a huge small business component to what we do because most small business owners start based on their personal credit, right? They take out personal guarantees or they need to provide their social securities for funding. And so indirectly we work with businesses, but not directly. We do work with like other businesses to either get client referrals, or we refer to them based on the needs of our customers. But the people that enroll in our product are always the end users, our members.
Okay. Okay. And there's competition in this space. Can you speak to what sets you guys apart?
So nobody does it all. We have different competitors for different aspects of the business. So for our monitoring, credit report and just monitoring, that would be a Credit Karma type competitor. For our protection or our $1 million ID theft protection and dark web monitoring and all that, that would be LifeLock. For our credit builder product, I mean, there's 50 different companies out there that are doing credit builders. And for our credit fixer, there's also a variety of different companies, but nobody does it in a technology forward way. So most of the credit fixer products are very much call center oriented, not automated at all. And so there's really no one that does. I think that's part of our value proposition is we do everything that the consumer would need from a consumer credit perspective. And we do it in a way that is very user friendly, easy to understand, and puts the members first.
Okay.
So our product, we have a free product, completely free product.
Okay, tell me about that because I was wondering if somebody's bankrupt, how do they afford to fix their
Yeah,
credit?
I mean, we have a completely free product. People see great results on our free products. For those looking for something more robust, or they can upgrade to the paid product. So even for our paid product, we're talking it's $100 for an entire year, right? It's $8.25 a month, and so it's usually people will see the returns on that investment within a week being on the platform, right? Because if you equate each point in the increase in credit to a certain dollar amount, the difference between 100-point score is hundreds of thousands of dollars over the course of 20 years. And so it just really varies. But for those who can't afford anything, we've got a completely free plan, and our users see about 40 points within 6 months.
Nice. That's incredibly impactful for some people.
Yeah, it's very impactful.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit about the builder product? I've heard some things like this where you sign up and they go through a process of oh gosh, I've heard of all sorts of weird tricks. Maybe you can talk about some of the good and the bad that are out there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of creative ones out there that right now still work, but I think it's TBD if they're kind of sneaky, so I don't know if it's something the bureaus will allow. Our particular builder product right now, the one that we have, is when you pay for your subscription, if you're on our paid product, we report that as a positive trade line to the credit bureau, so it adds a new line of credit at a very low credit utilization. So we issue you a line of credit for $2,000. And then the fee you pay is $19.99, and so your utilization is below 10%. And that's our current product. We're going to be launching a new product soon where you get points, you get credit for you link your bank account, and if you're paying for rent or utilities, we will take that and report that payment to the credit bureaus on your behalf as a positive trade line. So it's all about like showing that you're a capable customer, you're capable of making monthly payments, you're responsible, right? That's really what lenders want to see.
Okay. Okay. And if somebody's having trouble with the credit, what are some of their first steps they should do? If they want to get better
En-
at.
Enroll in Dovely. It really depends. It depends if they have items on their credit that they need help with. It depends if they need help with advice on reducing their credit utilization. They can become an authorized user on somebody else's account. That often helps. I mean, it's so uniquely different
Okay.
depending on it. It even takes into account your score, even takes into account your zip code. So if you move, your score could go up or down depending on the zip code that you move to. So there's so many nuances as it relates to your credit score that it's very hard to give just generic advice unless I know specifically, hey, this person has XYZ, what should they do?
Okay.
That's why when you enroll, we take all of that into account, and really no two plans are the same. Like every customer
Okay.
sees a very unique experience.
Well, how about this? What are some of the most common challenges your clients have to face?
So high interest rate payments, we have a lot of mixed file issues where if you have a common name, like if you're a John Smith, John Smith's credit
Yeah.
information from a different state can
Yep.
appear on your credit. We have a lot of customers that don't understand the timing of when to pull credit scores, right? It like I'll give you an example. Let's say you max out your credit card every single month, but you pay it in
Mhm.
full every month. If you pull your
Yep.
credit the day before versus the day after,
That's my
um,
son.
yeah, figured as much.
I
Um, if
have
you
a high
pull it the day
schooler.
before,
Yeah. Sorry.
yeah, I've got one. I've got two of those, so I get it. Um, if you pull your credit the day before or the day after, it will impact your score. So there's just again, it's just understanding the nuances.
Okay. Okay. So, what are some of the biggest goals for Doubly right now for 2025, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, we've hit our milestone of 1 million members, and
Oh,
I think
wow.
we're looking to
Very nice.
10x that, hopefully in the
Okay.
next year or two. So, it's just the goal is to just help as many people as we can.
Okay. Excellent. And how about for you? Personal goals?
Yeah, I mean, they're very much aligned. My identity is very much my identity. My goals are very much wrapped around my goals for Doubly, and I think just being able to see the successes, being able to see the team that's happy to work here and the culture that we're building, being able to see the customers that we're helping and the impact it's having on their lives. That's just meaningful. It just helps you A, keep perspective, and B, just keep going.
Right. Okay. Great. Great. You're here in Phoenix. You've been here
Hmm.
6 years?
7.5
7?
years. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What percentage of Doubly's clients are in Arizona? Is it national, global?
Yeah, we're a national company. So the
Okay.
the same way you would expect the distribution in terms of people. I mean, the majority of our like the highest states for us are, Texas, Florida, California, based on just
Okay.
population. And so, but it's very much aligned with like where U.S. adults live. It's pretty much the same.
Okay. Okay. But is Doubly headquartered here?
We're headquartered in Arizona. We do have a global team. We've got
Okay.
many employees all over the United States, and then we have 3 or 4 employees that are international.
Okay.
And But yeah, our headquarters is in Arizona. We have about 10 people in office and at our headquarters.
Okay. Okay. Very nice.
It's been a great,
Um,
great, great place to build a business.
okay. Excellent. Yes. Arizona is a lot of great quality job growth here, which is why there's one of the reasons why the population continues to grow and support
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. No, it's been a great place. I came out here for a different reason and I ended up, I came out here for a different job and I ended up really loving Arizona and deciding to build a business here. And I think that that's been the smart thing to do because if we've built this business in the Bay Area, it would have cost 2 to 3x more than what we're
Sure.
currently doing. So it's
Sure.
definitely
Okay.
helped us.
Okay, excellent. Well, it sounds like things are going well for you and Dovely. Looking to the future, you said Dovely's looking to 10x. What are sort of your goals? Do you have sort of, well, with high schoolers and stuff, or you have uh, long-term goals of staying here in Arizona? Do you have, yeah, please go ahead and share,
Yeah,
share
I
sort
don't
of maybe
know.
what your long-term goals are.
I don't know. I've got my kids are 16 and then 7. So I've got 16, 14, and 7. And so still have
Okay.
a ways to go. So I'm definitely going to be in Arizona for a while. But, depending on where my kids end up kind of making their home, I think that's probably where we'll eventually end up. But in the foreseeable next 10 years, 15 years, I think Arizona will definitely be our home. We love it here.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah. Me too. I have 2 teenagers and we've been here 18 years and we're here by
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah. Definitely here by choice. Yeah, we've migrated a lot of family members here too from California, so it's been nice.
Right. It's not too hard. A lot of people.
It's not. People come here to visit and they think it's going to be like this, cowboy desert place, and it ends up
Yeah.
like, oh, there's a lot of really cool restaurants. There's a lot of fun stuff here. Oh, people are normal. Oh, I was like, yeah, it's a
Right.
pretty nice place. So
Yeah. It's hot in the summer.
it is. It is. But I prefer heat over cold, so I'll take it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Okay. So I guess well, I have a few questions I like to ask most guests. One is a reflection question, right? On your journey, what do you wish you would have known sooner about building wealth and success earlier in your career?
Oh, that's a hard one. Probably like just trying to the compound interest effect, which I did know. Like obviously I've known that. I've undergrad in economics, so I knew that, but I think I
Right.
didn't appreciate how important that is to start early on.
Right.
Yeah, so I would probably say, in terms of building like wealth, it's probably knowing, maximize 401k and put away as like even just like a couple dollars every month go a long
Right.
way over the course of a 20-year period.
Okay, for sure. That's a common answer. And it's hard to impress that upon younger people. Is that part of your
Yeah.
job too at Dovely?
I mean, yeah, it's things we tell people that they should do for sure.
Okay.
It's within our tool, like we give those types of tips for sure. Yeah.
Right. But as you said, sometimes it's like a kid, you can tell them the stove is hot, but they sometimes just need to touch it
Exactly.
to
Exactly. I
know.
mean, luckily I've been very financially, responsible over my life. And but there's
You're
always
not
things
you're
we
not
do better.
also a client per se.
No. I mean, everybody could be a client. I am a
Right.
client.
Okay.
I ensure that my credit is protected, which is just as important as getting good credit. You've got to know how to keep it, right? So
Okay.
I am a client, but it again, it is truly every single U.S. adult can benefit from this product.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. So on a similar vein, so then what are some of maybe your or your clients' most common, maybe best and worst investments?
Um, we don't really focus on the investment side of things with our
Okay.
clients. Yeah.
I thought
So
maybe it'd be like, oh, I started a business and I lost it all and now I'm starting over, or I put it all on
no, my worst investment
Ethereum and
was
now it's
was
it's gone.
my worst investment was selling my Salesforce stock. So I was a pre-employee, I was pre-IPO employee at Salesforce. So my worst investment was not holding onto that stock.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, we don't really get into investment advice with our customers yet. Maybe in the future, but right now we
Okay.
don't focus on that.
Okay. Not necessarily advice, but their story when they come in, right? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, I I got married when I shouldn't have. Who knows,
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. And okay, so as we're sort of wrapping up the interview, are there any exciting plans or initiatives in particular for Dovely in the next 6 to 12 months?
Yeah, I mean, we're launching additional products. All all that are, all the different products are going to continue to help people, help the broad consumer base that we have. And definitely going to be incorporating more generative AI into the product, which should be exciting. I just think all the enhancements in AI make things so much more interesting. You could do so much more for so much less, which, as a startup, that's one of your biggest goals is
Right.
do more with less. So AI definitely makes that a lot easier.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you, Nirit. If people would like to connect with you or learn more about Dovely, what should they do?
Yeah, I mean, Dovely we're ranked number one on the many app stores. Just go to Dovely, Dovly, or Dovely.com. And if you want to talk to me, it's Nirit, Nirit at Dovely.com, and I'll get your email.
All right. Excellent. All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening and watching. Thank you very much, Nirit Rubenstein, for joining me today. We appreciate you sharing your story and insights into success and financial stability and credit building. Thank you.
Thanks, Tim. Thanks for having me.
Inspired by our guests? Visit phoenixprosperitypodcast.com/guest and join us on the show and share your success story with Tim. The spotlight awaits.